But Johnny, let's move on into our last topic, and we are going back into the Marvel. Well, actually, we were Sony, then HBO. Now we're going into full-on Marvel, full-on MCU. We're looking at Avengers Endgame, and we're having this discussion for the umpteenth, thousandth time.
It'll keep happening until we see the movie.
Until we have seen the movie or until we see these people in the MCU. But we're taking a look at the X-Men because this week, Kevin Feige, yet again, teasing plans on this time on Variety's Playback podcast. He said, and the exact quote is, "We've been told it's looking very, very good and could happen in the first 6 months of the year." That is the Fox Disney deal. Mm-hmm. The notion of the characters coming back is great, talking about the X-Men. It's nice when a company that created all these characters can have access to all those characters. It's unusual not to. But in terms of actually thinking about it and actually planning things, we haven't started that yet. The reason why I'm going to ask you about a post-credit scene for Avengers Endgame, though, Johnny, is so people have been looking at Google. Yeah. And apparently if you type in famous Hugh Jackman movie. Yeah, Hugh Jackson. I got football on the mind a little bit, but
I didn't know that was a football
player. It is. He's
a
football coach.
Okay, good to know.
NFL football coach. We call him the Wolverine because his name's Hugh Jackson. So we'd always call him the Wolverine because it sounds like Hugh Jackman. But famous Hugh Jackman movies in Google, it shows Avengers Endgame as one of the movies that he is famous for. So people are starting to theorize a little bit that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is going to make a cameo appearance in Avengers Endgame. Here's the thing I want to ask you. Because of this, because of Kevin Feige's comments, because he says they haven't planned anything yet, apparently the Disney-Fox deal is going to end now and be in completion at the end of January, a month from where we are right now. I will ask you, will the X-Men be in a post-credit scene come Avengers Endgame?
I mean, if you got, it's one of two things. It's either they finally are like, hey, we've got the rights, or they're basically saying, we already have the rights. Mm-hmm. We're just going to get into it. And we're going to when the paperwork's through, then we can officially release something. Or this is their way of, again, misleading us. Like they did with all the Hulk stuff in the Infinity. They made, a few seconds of Hulk, which is a lot of money.
In a trailer.
Just to throw us off. Mm-hmm. So who knows if they got Hugh Jackman's permission to put his name in there?
Because if they're time traveling, I would be happy even if it was they're time traveling and they pass through, kind of like the Stan Lee Guardians one, where while they're bouncing around, they bounce through.
Or when in not Days of Future Past, when they're
where he
first
says,
class.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's first class.
They walk up and he goes, fuck off, and then they walk away.
Yeah. If it's as simple as that.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to, if it's something, it'd be something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's an after credit scene, that would be amazing for one. Two, amazing even more because that means Hugh Jackman's coming back as Wolverine.
Dude, could you imagine? Just as a cameo.
Yeah. I'm saying if it's an after credit scene and he's part of the after credit scene, it probably means he's coming back.
Well, and here's the thing I want to ask you, not to kind of blow my load too soon here.
Yeah.
But do you feel let's say they are going to, all right, we've got the rights, let's tease the X-Men in a post-credit scene. Do they tease it with a Hugh Jackman Wolverine, or do they do it without that because we want a new Wolverine?
If they're going to do a new Wolverine, do it without the Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
But would you do, I'm asking you, new Wolverine, or do you try to get Hugh Jackman to come back for the role?
I'd try to get Hugh Jackman to come back.
Even with how old he is now? Because he's an older guy now.
Yeah, so what? So it's Robert Downey Jr.
But the question is, and
I'm just saying, though.
Does Hugh Jackman even, because Hugh Jackman's now 50, does he want to be, does he want to come back?
That's the thing, he may not want to, which in that case, have him as a cameo in there in the middle of the movie.
For Wolverine, if you're coming back for a role, you've got to work hard for that Wolverine
body,
physique. There was a special diet that he was on.
I know. I've read about those. I watched the video.
It's like The Rock when he was the Herculean diet.
Yeah.
that he went on with like the raw eggs and the what was that? It was like some weird diet that Dwayne The Rock Johnson went on when he played Hercules.
I don't know that one. I know they probably had a very special, very harsh diet.
Most of them
and
do
workout regimen
for those. But the reason why I asked that is, so I teased this at the beginning of the podcast. I want to ask your opinion on this really quick as a quick diversion. So a Instagram and Twitter user that we kind of use a lot on this podcast because they usually leak some like cool, like, oh, what would this person look like as this character?
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you how you would feel, though, if this happened. And the other day he posted a Keanu Reeves as Wolverine. But this next one, I am going to toss your way. How would you feel if Zac Efron was the next Wolverine?
I'm looking up his face right now because I can't 100% remember what he looked like.
To me, the first thing I look at is I don't think it's rugged. I don't think he's
not
rugged
rugged
enough to play Wolverine.
No. He's got too much of a baby face still, if you ask me.
That's the thing.
Keanu Reeves, maybe? But he's also... How old is Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves is 54, so he's older than Hugh Jackman.
So just get Hugh Jackman at that point.
Yeah, he's older than Hugh Jackman.
But I mean, he could do it too. Because you see him in John Wick, just for example. Mm-hmm. He's got a rugged enough look. I mean, you have to get a haircut.
I'll be honest. Just looking at the two images, because I've got the Zac Efron one, and then the Keanu Reeves one up. And I'll shoot them over to you on Facebook so you have them. I like the Keanu Reeves one 10 times better. Like, I am in love with the Keanu. Well, and this is a tricky thing too, and I know people are going to bring this up about the people that do these like fan arts and stuff.
Yeah, is
of course they're going to try to make it like whoever I'm trying to put as this character. I'm going to try to make them look like the character. And it could be where you're like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know if that's really how he's going to look. And I don't know if Keanu Reeves can grow the facial hair that this artist has. Because, like, the one with Keanu Reeves, he's got the sideburns down.
That's what the makeup's for, though.
And, like, with, again, Zac Efron, yeah, you can put the fake chops and stuff on him, but... Is he too much of a baby face?
I think he's got too much of a... Because at least, like, Keanu Reeves, you got, like, some of the natural wrinkles and stuff in there. Whereas, I get it. Wolverine's supposed to look...
Well, and how young of a Wolverine are you going to go
That's true, too. Because Wolverine got his powers in, what, his third... Well, not his powers. But, like, he looks to be in his 30s and maybe his 40s. So you want someone that looks like in that age range, not someone who looks like they're in their 20s.
I feel like if we're in an Avengers movie...
Which he might actually still be.
Like, Wolverine would be an interesting one because technically out of the X-Men, who's the X-Men character that joins the Avengers?
Wolverine. Usually.
So that's why everyone...
I mean, not that none of the other ones have, but Wolverine.
That's why I think everyone's like Wolverine. Not because it's just Hugh Jackman, but also he's the one... that is in the Avengers from the X-Men.
I've got no problems if you get another Wolverine, but don't like show me Hugh Jackman Wolverine in an end credit scene and then the next Marvel with the X.
I think if they're showing Hugh Jackman Wolverine,
it's got to be a cameo.
Because they're time trumping. It's a cameo.
I think that's what it's going to have to be if that's the case. It's going to have to be like a Wolverine, or what? Like it's got to either be a funny cameo or it's going to be like. Serious one where maybe it's like it's the one thing that knocks everything into the Weapon X program thing or whatever.
I'm telling you, you know what would be, and this is probably too. You know what? I'm not going to say it. I was going to say they're not thinking this far ahead, but if I know Marvel, they're thinking this.
They're
far
like 20
ahead.
Movies ahead right now.
Here's what I would love to see.
And they have branches upon branches in case one doesn't work out.
Whether we see this, yes. Whether we see it, no. Probably not because it came from my head and not Kevin Feige's. What I would love to see in a post-credit scene is Wanda. Wanda is sitting there, Scarlet Witch. And she is just anywhere, any location you want. She's just sitting there. and you just see from the back, you don't see his face, you don't see anything. All you would hear is his voice. A man in a wheelchair just kind of rolls up, and it just goes. It could be something as short as, "Hey, Wanda, we need to talk," and it's Professor X's voice. Or it could be a little bit longer of a scene, and it's Professor X or Magneto finding her, revealing to her that she's a mutant, and boom, that's where that end scene cuts. So it's ooh, mutants are here in the MCU.
I know they probably wouldn't hire him to do this, but imagine you just see someone walk in.
Patrick Stewart.
No, let me finish.
Okay,
Mr. Rude over there. Someone walks in. Magenta colored cape.
Okay.
Maybe you see that flutter, and you just hear Ian McKellen's voice say, "It took me long enough to find you."
The question is,
but you probably wouldn't get Ian McKellen because that'd be way too old.
Yeah, but the voice though, I mean, like, and that's
only
the
because
thing.
you know that's like, if you don't know that it's Gandalf,
technically they could Thanos it, and hey, we're going to use that voice. But when we introduce Magneto, it's going to be a different voice.
Yeah, I don't think
it's going to be a different voice and a different looking Thanos.
We're probably not going to do that. I think what they're going to do
to me, that would be the one I go with. Magneto finds her, and it's like, I took you long enough to find. Basically,
took me long enough to find you.
Basically, it's implying she's going to find out who her daddy is, and that she's a mutant, not this miracle crap we've been dealing with.
Exactly.
You're a little miracle. What does a miracle?
You have to say it with a German accent, Ricky.
Well, it's fucking stupid. I get why they did it
because they didn't have the rights to say mutant.
But I hated it from the beginning.
You hated it? I hated it too, buddy.
I know you did hate it. I'm not saying I'm the only one that hated it.
Like,
I'm not taking all the hate myself.
Oh no, I did state as soon as we left there, I was like, that was fucking stupid.
Exactly.
That's the first thing I said.
Was that Winter Soldier that post-credit scene was in?
Yeah, it was.
I think that was Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it was Winter Soldier.
Because we walked out and I go, stuff.
Yeah, and we walked out and I go, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I was.
Call them miracles.
I was not happy with that. I've asked you this question before, but I'll ask you again. Do they keep anybody from the Dark Phoenix saga? From the Dark Phoenix, like, first-class movies? Do they keep any of those actors?
Well, since those take place in the 90s and the Marvel ones take place now,
or is it
you don't have to.
Or is it an Andrew Garfield situation of like, bye, buddy. Bye.
They might say bye. I mean, like, I could see them keeping Jean. Can't remember her real name.
Sophie
Turner. I think they could probably keep Sophie Turner.
Sansa.
Because, like, they could either make her look aged or, like, they can make her just leave her as is and make her Jean Grey that way.
Yeah.
The other ones, like, they don't look old enough. Maybe Storm could, but I mean, like, I would say just recast them to people that look like they're supposed to be. If you want to keep them that age,
because the thing
make
is,
them make them have aged from them.
Because after Avengers, we're supposed to be going cosmic, right?
I think so.
Like cosmic stuff. Do you think they'll lead up to Galactus?
That'd be cool.
But do you think they will?
Maybe eventually. I mean, they're what, 20? They're probably 20 movies ahead, I said earlier.
Johnny's like, Ricky, they're going to get to everything. They're going to eventually do everything.
They're like, it's like a tree. Like they have, in the style of movies they're planning, it's like, okay, we have it this way, but if it doesn't work, we can go this way.
Yeah.
And this way, this way.
Exactly, like, I'll throw this out, the Guardian situation.
Exactly.
Like, that firing James Gunn, I have heard, like, I've seen articles where it's like, hey, this person might direct. Hey, but notice how...
I think you and I even talked about it.
Yeah, I know, but, like, ever since, it's like, we even see, like, oh, this person. But notice how it's like, ever since that first initial, they're not really... And obviously, why would you, unless you have a director kind of tiered up for it? But, I mean... You want to hear a funny one?
Huh.
Guess who said he'd like to direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Who?
Fred Savage. He was in Deadpool Once Upon a Deadpool.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Could you imagine him directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
What else has he directed?
I don't know. I just know him from, what was it, The
Princess
Wonder
Bride?
Years? No, Princess Bride. But wasn't he also in The Wonder Years too?
I don't know. I didn't watch The Wonder Years that much.
But yeah, I mean, we have not heard anything.
No. Last thing we heard is they might use. I think you and I read that they might use his script.
Yeah.
Now,
They might use James Gunn's,
which is what prompted us to talk about it, because we said, hey, Taika Waititi.
He was also number 3 in Goldmember.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in Princess Bride and The Wonder Years. He was Kevin Arnold. I knew he was the kid from The Wonder Years.
Didn't deny it, just didn't know.
Wow. So it was Fred Savage in Deadpool 2. But then it was Fred Savage in Super Troopers 2 before that.
So he's playing Fred Savage.
Let's see. Director. So here's his directing. So TV series, Modern Family. He directed an episode of The Connors. 21 episodes of Two Broke Girls. Basically a ton of TV. The Goldbergs, he did
a lot
an
of TV
episode.
stuff.
Bad Teacher, the TV show. Trying to see.
I forgot that was a TV show.
Apparently, I didn't watch it.
I watched the movie.
He's been just a TV director. God, what a way to make your movie debut for directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But like the point I was making is we haven't heard anything about that, and that movie has kind of been pushed to the back burner.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, the tree, the spider web, it's basically, well, we can put that one on the back burner because we got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
And we can lead it back in this way if we ever want to.
If we ever want to come back to it. The only thing I'm upset about with the Guardians is Adam Warlock is just sitting there in that cocoon.
Yeah, he is.
He's just sitting there. He's cooking, Johnny. When's it going to be done?
I don't know. How long does it take for the Sovereign to have a baby?
I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know either.
You're a Marvel guy. You're supposed to be on that.
I don't know that.
But any final thoughts with this before we wrap up the podcast?
No, I'll make like a little quick synopsis.
And we'll do a final answer of will there be X-Men at all in Avengers Endgame?
If you're going to, just a quick synopsis of basically what I've said earlier, is just if you're going to have Hugh Jackman as part of it, make it a cameo. If you're not, if you're going to have Hugh Jackman in it and he's not going to be the new Wolverine, have him as a cameo. If he is going to be the next Wolverine, then yeah, have him in the after credit scene, or have your new Wolverine in the after credit scene. Otherwise, I really hope there is X-Men in the after credit scene, something to introduce the X-Men.
So last thing I'm going to ask you is superherohype.com
Yes.
did a best villains of 2018 for comic book heroes.
Okay.
Who would be your best villain of 2018, or who do you think they put at number 1?
Just at
number 1.
No, I'm just saying
just villains.
Just 2018 ones?
Yes,
what
just
was that?
2018.
Black Panther.
And it could be anything. Arrowverse, Marvel, like TV series, like any
I haven't caught up with the Marvel TV series very much, but
this one is very obvious.
Thanos.
Thanos isn't even in the top 10.
Really?
Not even in the top 10.
Any villains, though?
Yeah. Do you want to know the top 10
Yeah,
now
give me
that
the
you
top
said
10.
that? So their top 10 is at number 10, Agent Liberty from Supergirl. At number 9,
Didn't watch.
Ulysses Claw from Black Panther. Number 8, the Netflix / Marvel partnership. So like the Defenders villain, I guess. Then
the
Cicada from The Flash. Painkiller from Black Lightning.
We're not talking about just 2018. We're talking about any villain then.
Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. No, these are all 2018.
Oh, they are. Jesus Christ, I forgot.
Mary Wardwell from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Bullseye from Daredevil was 3. Wilson Fisk at 2.
We had Bull. When did we have Bull? Oh, this is season 3. I didn't get to watch it yet.
And then Eric Killmonger, number 1 from Black Panther.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Thanos is not even on the list.
How did he not make the list?
How is I would put Thanos over Mary Wardwell. I would put him over Ghost. I would put him over Painkiller. I would put him over Cicada. I would put him over Ulysses Claw, Agent Liberty. I think he's got to be number 1, if not number 2. Maybe number 3 if you really like Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
Like I could see an argument for Fisk and Killmonger to be above him.
Yeah, maybe, but I would say Thanos.
I didn't even, Bobby, I didn't even think about Thanos until you brought him up.
Yeah, I'm surprised Thanos wasn't on there.
The first comment.
The fuck?
The first comment. This list is laughable at best. Some throwaway CW villains made the top 10. Killmonger is number 1. Bushmaster wasn't on it. Thanos wasn't listed. Exactly, man. Thanos. Yeah. Agreed. Thanos and Bushmaster easily over half the people on this list.
Bushmaster was?
I think he was Luke Cage season 2, I think.
Okay, I didn't get to watch that one either yet. I'm behind on my Netflix ones, if you couldn't tell.
It's okay. You can ignore those. They'll go, like...
I still want to see them.
Just wait until the new ones come to
I still want to see
Disney
them. I'm going to buy
service.
this streaming service, by the way, but...
But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section when it comes to X-Men. I didn't give my answer, by the way.
Yeah, give your answer, damn it.
And it's going to be a cameo. It's going to be a Hugh Jackman cameo, although I would love a post-credit scene teasing the X-Men coming to the MCU because now they will be able to use them. Or I would just love this. The movie ends and it's just a shot of Kevin Feige and he just goes, mutants, and it cuts. After the final thing, it's just a one shot, like give me the one of Kevin Feige. He's just standing there or sitting there and he just looks dead ass into the camera and goes, mutants, and then black screen.
I want, now that you said that, I want it to be him sitting in like the background of the mansion in
Professor X's wheelchair.
Yeah.
Mutants. And then that's it. And that's it. It just cuts.
Maybe even like dun da.
What a way to basically be like, hey, right here, man. Now we can finally use it. Right here. But let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Also, let us know what you think. We talked about numerous things on this podcast. A little housekeeping here at the end. Make sure to support us at patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. We cannot do what we do each and every week without the help of our patrons. You can also help us by purchasing an MVP t-shirt that is down below in the description. And you can also get that at mostvaluablepodcast.com where you can catch MVP each and every day. Last but not least, go ahead and rate and review the Rick and Johnny podcast on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. It really means the world to us, and I read new reviews every time we get them here on the podcast. I want to thank you guys for watching us on YouTube. Thank you guys for listening on podcast services around the world. And as always, have a good day, everybody.